What's good, everybody? It's your brother Nubreed coming through with another live stream. It's a whole lot going on in the news right now. So, after the assassination of Charlie Kirk, all HBCU seem to be on lockdown right now. That's right. Now, I don't know why, because it wasn't one of our people who took down Charlie Kirk, but nonetheless, they on high alert. They've been getting threats all day. Not to mention, we found out hours ago that the shooter who claimed the life of Charlie Kirk in Utah is still at large. Now, in case y'all been following my news coverage on this, I can assure you that I didn't put out false information whatsoever. The news itself said that they had the shooter. They even claim when they apprehended the suspect, he yelled out that he would do it again. So whatever's going on right now screams foul play, and I believe it's a complete inside job. And we're going to go to a lot of substantial evidence to validate those claims. Now, as you enter the broadcast, make sure y'all do me a solid and get the likes up on the video. This one right here is extremely important. I'm going to bring out a lot of truth here. Now, Trump addressed the nation in regards to this assassination. And ladies and gentlemen, he's throwing around some terms that are rather alarming, like democratic political violence. You know, I knew that this was going to happen. I knew that the blame was going to be shifted and they were going to make this a left, right-wing paradigm. I had no doubt in my mind that that's the direction they were going to go with this, because Charlie Kirk was labeled by the president as a martyr. That's right, a martyr. And I said that's what was going to happen, that they were going to make him a martyr and it was going to solidify MAGA. Because now they have a person whose life was claimed, and they were so-called fighting for America, right? In his words. So we got to get into this, man. This is Trump addressing the nation, and I just want you to hear the blame shift, right? And the world is still wondering who killed Charlie Kirk, right? Who did it? Let's continue.
To my great fellow Americans, I am filled with grief and anger at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah. Charlie inspired millions, and tonight, all who knew him and loved him are united in shock and horror. Charlie was a patriot who devoted his life to the cause of open debate and the country that he loved so much, the United States of America. He fought for liberty, democracy, justice, and the American people. He's a martyr for truth and freedom, and there's never been anyone who was so respected by youth. Charlie was also a man of deep, deep faith, and we take comfort in the knowledge that he is now at peace with God in heaven.
How do we know Charlie's in heaven? You know, since I've been doing coverage on this particular story, I've been getting a lot of pushback from a lot of Southern Baptist white Christians. They've been proclaiming love. They've been claiming that I'm a person full of hate, but they won't serve the real Jesus Christ. They serve Caesar Borgia. These are the same type of Christians that were showing up to Sunday school while having picnics, watching Negroes swing from trees. Charlie Kirk was a racist. Charlie Kirk spent his whole career undermining the efforts of Black America. Charlie Kirk, he said that Martin Luther King was a horrible person. Charlie Kirk He said that black women didn't have brain capacity to excel without DEI. Charlie Kirk had a very outlandish outlook on consent when it comes to dealing with a woman. Charlie Kirk, in my opinion, was not a good person. And he definitely didn't remember the Jesus Christ as the scriptures have written. Because the Bible says, remember me as the scriptures have written, and you shall have everlasting life. Jesus Christ was black. So you know Charlie Kirk wasn't serving no black Messiah. So, I'm not trying to hear any of that.
Of Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah. Charlie inspired millions, and tonight all who knew him and loved him are united in shock and horror. Charlie was a patriot who devoted his life to the cause of open debate and the country that he loved so much, the United States of America. He fought for liberty, democracy, justice, and the American people. He's a martyr for truth and freedom, and there's never been anyone who was so respected by youth.
Now, President Trump just said that Charlie Kirk was a martyr for truth and freedom. We knew that was going to come. I told y'all that my very first stream covering this story. I said they're going to make him a martyr, and that's going to empower MAGA. And now they have this new term that they're throwing around, and it's called democratic political violence. And they're throwing that around because now anybody who pushes against their narratives, they can label them some type of extremist. And that's what seems to be happening right now. And listen, I'm going to make this very clear. I'm not a Democrat, nor am I a Republican. I'm a free thinker. And I oblige you all to be the same way. Think clearly. Now, let's continue.
Charlie was also a man of deep, deep faith. And we take comfort in the knowledge that he is now at peace with God in heaven. Our prayers are with his wife, Erica, the two young, beloved children, and his entire family, who he loved more than anything in the world. We ask God to watch over them in this terrible hour of heartache and pain. This is a...
Now, I know a whole lot of people have a lot of sympathy for the family when it comes to, melanated people. They're even saying, hey, we got to feel for the family of what happened. I understand all that. But let me make this clear. That rally in Utah is a modern day Klan rally. You understand? And Charlie Kirk is compared to David Duke. Now, I ask you this. If the Grand Wizard of the Klan dies at a Klan rally and gets hit by his own kind, are we going to be mourning him or the family? I say no. I'm not telling anybody to celebrate, but we're not mourning. And when it comes to the family, guess what? They reap the benefits from Charlie's divisiveness. They reap the benefits from his racism. They reap the benefits from his bigotry. And they're not going to tell us how to feel. We're going to feel, listen, Charlie, matter of fact, let's go here. Charlie Kirk didn't believe in empathy. So it would be against Charlie Kirk's ideology for us to show any empathy for him. He didn't even believe in empathy. Charlie Kirk looked at empathy as a weakness. So we don't care. We don't care about his family. We don't care about him. And we're going to take this as an opportunity to educate y'all on what's really going on. Let's continue.
A dark moment for America. Charlie Kirk traveled the nation joyfully in pain. This is a dark moment for America. Charlie Kirk traveled the nation. It is a dark moment for America.
It absolutely is a dark moment for America. Ladies and gentlemen, they're gearing up for a civil war. Chaos is breaking free in the land. And I told y'all this from the beginning. That they were going to ramp up their targeting towards us. And we didn't have nothing to do with this. There wasn't a black face in the crowd in Utah. We had absolutely nothing to do with it. But now HBCUs is getting threatened. Now there's protests breaking free all over the nation with white men saying white man fight back. All while the shooter is at large. And not once did I hear Donald Trump in this State of the Union address say that it was a savage, that it was an animal, that it was any of the terms that he would normally call us if it was one of us. You didn't hear none of those terms in this particular union address, this nation address. You didn't hear none of that. Let's continue.
Okay. Charlie Kirk traveled the nation, joyfully engaging with everyone interested in good faith debate. His mission was to bring young people into the political process, which he did better than anybody ever, to share his love of country and to spread the simple words of common sense. On campuses nationwide, he championed his ideas with courage, logic, humor, and grace. It's a long past time for all Americans and the media to confront the fact that violence and murder are the tragic consequence of demonizing those with whom you disagree day after day, year after year, in the most hateful and despicable way possible.
Now, let's play that back. And I want y'all to listen carefully to what the president just said here.
Day, year after year, demonizing those to confront the fact that violence and murder are the tragic consequence of demonizing those with whom you disagree day after day.
So, the consequences for violence and murder, according to the president, is the consequences of us demonizing them. Us disagreeing with them is demonizing them. Us calling out the evil that is going on, us exposing the evil that's going on, essentially, such as us wanting the Epstein files released. Basically, he's saying that's the consequences. Murder. So who is the blame being shifted towards right now? Who is the blame being shifted towards? People who disagree with them. He's saying that we demonize their policies. We demonize their talking points. So guess what? That's the consequences. We, the people, cause that. He's literally saying we, the people, caused the death of Charlie Kirk. He's not focusing on who actually did it. He's not focusing on that. He's focusing on the people. Now I'm gonna need y'all to wake up. Now I know Dirty MAGA's in the building. What's going on, Dirty MAGA? Y'all keep taking notes here. You may learn you something. Let's go.
Day, year after year, in the most hateful and despicable way possible. For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers.
Now, why would we compare Charlie Kirk to Nazis? Could it be the overt bigotry that he displayed? Could it be that he bumped shoulders with people who were white supremacists or suspected white supremacists? Or could it be Charlie's business that he had? Could it be the company that he owned that is known for racism? What is the name of that company? Y'all put it in the chat. I can't remember the name of the company right now, but that company that he has, that all you have to do is just look them up, right? And it's just full of racism. It could be that. So they're trying to blame it on the people. Let's continue.
Criminals. This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our country today, and it must stop right now. My administration will find each and every one of those who contributed to this atrocity.
Now, why haven't you found him yet? Why haven't you found him yet? Man, they upset about Charlie. I see, man. Hello, dirty MAGA. Listen. Why is our president not trying to really figure out who did it, opposed to our president talking about the people who demonized them? Turning Point. Yeah, Turning Point. All you got to do is look up Turning Point. They got all kind of discrimination issues. They got all kind of racial, just racial things that's going on with Turning Point USA. Yeah, Turning Point USA. If people think he's a Nazi, it's based on the history of his company, as well as the very divisive rhetoric that he was spewing, the fact that he was going from college campus to college campus while trying to convince the world that black people was dangerous and violent. And then he ended up getting popped by one of his own. His last words were gang violence. He was asked about mass shootings and what would be the solution. And his response was, let's deflect the gang violence. Now listen to what Trump had to say again. Let's go back a little bit because we got to break this down.
Will find each and every one of those who contributed to this atrocity and to other political violence, including the organizations that fund it and support it, as well as those who go after our judges, law enforcement officials.
Hold on, we missed something. Let's go back.
Way possible. For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals. This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our country today, and it must stop right now. My administration will find each and every one of those who contributed to this atrocity and to other political violence, including the organizations that fund it and support it, as well as those who go after our judges, law enforcement officials, and everyone else who brings order to our country.
Now, how is it that they don't know who did it? Now, I personally believe that it's an inside job. I have the right to my opinion. And I find it very strange that we're getting so much mixed messages from the media when it comes to what happened to Charlie. Well, who did it? Pretty much, who did it? The FBI just released some photographs. We're going to go into some of the evidence that came out a little bit later in the stream, but something not right. Something not right about this.
From the attack on my life in Butler, Pennsylvania last year, which killed a husband and father, to the attacks on ICE agents, to the vicious murder of a healthcare executive in the streets of New York, to the shooting of House Majority Leader Steve Scalise and 3 others, radical left political violence has hurt too many innocent people and taken too many lives. Tonight, I ask all Americans to commit themselves to the American values for which Charlie Kirk lived and died, the values of free speech, citizenship, the rule of law, and the patriotic devotion and love of God. Charlie was the best of America, and the monster who attacked him was attacking our whole country. An assassin tried to silence him with a bullet, but he failed, because together we will ensure that his voice, his message, and his legacy will live on for countless generations to come.
They're going to forget about Charlie Kirk in 2 weeks. How y'all feel about that? They're going to forget about him in 2 weeks. Not generations to come. He's not going to be stapled in the annals of time. No. And the reason he's going to be forgot about in 2 weeks is because Charlie Kirk himself said that gun violence was necessary, that gun deaths was necessary. They were necessary sacrifices so people can own guns. So, according to his logic, he contributed to a society that will forget about death in 2 weeks. We're not going to be talking about Charlie Kirk in 2 weeks. And no, they did not fail the mission. Whoever did it, they finished the mission. Let's go.
Today, because of this heinous act, Charlie's voice has become bigger and grander than ever before. And
that's what the sacrifice was about. Making sure his voice became louder than it is before. It solidified MAGA. It breathed life into MAGA. See, what y'all got to understand is MAGA is a satanic cult. Yeah, it's a satanic cult. That's what it is. And they believe in blood sacrifices. They believe in rituals. They are part of the elite. Charlie Kirk is the same one that said taxing the rich, the billionaires. He said taxing billionaires is breaking the commandments. So he was an elitist too. He was a globalist. He was a self-proclaimed capitalist. So what are we talking about? What are we saying? Oh, I know, MAGA, y'all upset right now. I get it. Y'all upset right now. But it wasn't one of our people who did it. Don't be upset with me. I'm just reacting to the news.
not even close. May God bless his memory. May God watch over his family. And may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
So now, nowhere in this speech, not nowhere in this speech, did Donald Trump say the person who shot him was an animal. He didn't call him a thug. He didn't say, where are these savages? We got to get these beasts off the streets. He didn't bring up the National Guard. He didn't do any of that. Now, I'm going to tell you what did happen as a result of the death of Charlie Kirk. Let me show you what did actually take place.
On alert and on pause, at least 6 historically black colleges have halted activities after receiving potential threats against their campuses. The lockdown measures come in the wake of yesterday's shooting of Charlie Kirk, though officials have not linked any of those threats to that shooting.
Now, why on earth would historical black colleges be targeted right now? Because you have a lot of radicals out here in society. There's a lot of radicals. Charlie Kirk had a lot of people behind him. Matter of fact, there was a Florida shooter not too long ago, a mass shooter. He was a fan of Charlie Kirk. And there's a lot of these individuals that are now trying to go to war with black college students. What the hell did we do? We didn't do anything. And you know what it is? These people are angry, racist, depressed. They're full of hatred. They're full of visceral. They are radicals. Those are the real radicals. Why would you go target black college students who had nothing to do with the killing of Charlie Kirk? Because they're absolute psychopaths and they're so violent, they don't know where to gear their violence towards. Why? Because it's in their blood. They got to conquer. They got to destroy. They got to kill. And I'm not talking about all Caucasian people. Not talking about all Caucasian people. Shout out to the Caucasian people who can see. Shout out to the ones who aren't blind. Shout out to those who do not like this radicalism that we got going on in society. But something is really wrong with middle America right now. Something is extremely wrong. Let's go.
Our Alex Brachet joins us now with more. So what are we learning about the threats and the lockdowns and where it's taking place, Alex?
Yeah, Kira. So we're tracking now at least 7 of these HBCUs that have been under lockdown in the past 24 hours following that assassination of Charlie Kirk. That includes Alabama State, Hampton, Virginia State, Southern, Bethune-Cookman, Clark Atlanta, and also Spelman there in Atlanta. Now, some of these universities have already begun the process of lifting these lockdowns or shelter in places. Others have, like Southern, have actually extended those through the weekend. They've canceled classes through the weekend, which at this moment, that is the longest extension of this lockdown. But I can tell you that the FBI has released a statement. I don't know if we have a full screen of it, but it does say that the FBI takes these threats very seriously because it puts innocent people at risk. While we have no information to indicate a credible threat, we will continue to work.
When are they going to do something about these mass shooters? Why the National Guard ain't dealing with them? Black Americans are not doing this. We need to do something about this high-profile white-on-white crime. It's a plague in our nation, ripping it apart. And as a patriotic, foundational Black American, I'm genuinely concerned for America. I'm generally concerned for America. This is the most patriotic thing I can do, is draw some awareness to a serious situation. I'm telling you, the white-on-white crime in this country is beginning to be absolutely terrifying. We had 59 mass shootings by the hands of these extremists, these savages who taken out children, taking out innocent people. 59 in 1 year is happening more and more and more. And now they're telling us the shooter is at large after they took out Charlie Kirk. Not only is the shooter at large, but now you telling us they're threatening our schools? We didn't do nothing. What we do? We minding our business. Those in the HBCUs are minding their business. Now, yeah, they do say that a lot of the shooters happen to be Caucasian, and they saying that they transgender. That don't have nothing to do with us. See, what happened is they tried to crunch all those people in the minority category as if we accept or approve their lifestyles. We don't. To be totally frank with you, as a Bible believer, I consider myself the real conservative. What I see going on the strong right is not conservatism. Throwing up Nazi salutes is not conservative. That's not conservative to me. When Elon Musk got in the Department of Government Efficiency and threw up a Nazi salute, I didn't look at that as conservatism. I look at that as radicalism. Pushing anti-black stereotypes all through the media and pushing black degeneracy kinks, creating AI that basically negatively stereotypes our people. That's not conservative to me. What's conservative is God's laws. So don't try to shove those transgender shooters in a category with us. We don't accept them. I personally believe that certain things should be illegal. Some, as far as these surgeries and all of that go, and hormonal injections and all that need to be illegal, because I believe it's doing something to them mentally. And that's the reason why they're conducting these heinous acts. Let's continue.
Work with our local, state, and federal law enforcement partners to gather, share, and act upon threat information as it comes to our attention. But I can tell you that we've been in touch with a number of students, including some on the campus of Hampton. Our team has, and as you might imagine, Akira, I mean, this is really shaking a lot of these young students up. There's fear of uncertainty and also possible violence as
the young listeners, the students are afraid. They don't know what's going to happen because y'all people are crashing out. Y'all wiping each other out. And I'm going to tell y'all why they're doing it. It's out of desperation. And we're going to talk a little bit about that desperation real soon. Y'all wiping each other out.
This is yet another instance of their campuses being threatened.
And I see civil rights leader Reverend Al Sharpton responding to this as well. Alex, saying political violence or acts of hate get us nowhere. We can march, we can debate, but we cannot cause physical harm to those we disagree with. Alex Brichet, thank you.
Hold on, Al Sharpton. What the hell you have to say that for, Al? We're not the ones doing it. You need to tell that to those people. We don't need to take any type of responsibility for what happened to Tony Kirk or Charlie Kirk. That wasn't our people. We wasn't nowhere around Utah. I don't see Democrat and Republicans. I seen that they were having a modern day Klan rally and they got popped by their own. That's it. Yeah. I'm going to tell y'all what's happening, though. I'm going to tell y'all what's happening, though. They're getting desperate in this country. Something is amiss. They're losing power. That's what's happening. They're losing power. I want you to hear what this brother had to say right here, because he dropped some Jews.
And sisters, don't get it twisted. What we're watching is not strength. It's desperation. Because a strong leader doesn't need to rename the Department of Defense the Department of War. A capable president does not need to send Texas National Guard into Illinois without the governor's consent. A wise administration doesn't need to turn soldiers and ICE on its own citizens. That's not leadership. That's incompetence dressed up as authority. See, when a government has no answers, it manufactures enemies. When it has no solutions, it creates chaos. And
when the government has no solution, they manufacture enemies. I personally believe that it's an inside job to do what? Cause chaos, cause confusion, cause civil unrest and civil war. In order to do what? Go after their true target, which is our people. And now all of a sudden the HBCUs are under high alert. They're manufacturing crisis to engage certain people. They're hiding under the cloak of maliciousness because they're desperate. Why are they desperate? Because they're running out of time. They're running out of time.
when it has no vision, it clings to fear.
When it has no vision, it claims to fear. They can't see this country going to a better place. Those elitists already know that this place is going to get judged by the God Almighty because they refuse to repent. They refuse to give the children of God their just due. And they know that time is running out.
That's what you're seeing right now. A failed administration exposing itself in real time. But here's what they don't want you to realize. Your doubts are justified. Your anger you feel is righteous. The unease you carry is true. You are not imagining their failures. You are not exaggerating their lawlessness. What you are witnessing is confirmation. This administration is unfit, unconstitutional, and losing its grip on power. And here's the blessing in disguise. Every desperate stunt, every reckless order, every act of overreach, they are not signs of control. They are signs of collapse. And the people are waking up. The people are rising. And history has always proven that no tyrant, no oppressor, no false king can outlast the will of a free people. So hold your head high. Stand in your truth. See their desperation for what it is. Proof that their time is running out. And remember, our hope, our unity, our fight for justice will always outlive the weakness of this administration, because power built on lies cannot stand forever. But democracy, when the people rise to protect it, that will always endure. Brothers,
I agree 100% emphatically. And it's going to take like-minded people to really gather one towards another. And the truth of the matter is, their house of cards is falling. That's the truth. So they're desperately creating these false flag events. And listen, I might go a little bit deep with this. Yeah, the MAGA bots, they always split. They always split when, you start shaking them to the core. When you start uncovering their internalized fears. Oh, they hate it. It's too much for them. They thick Neanderthal skulls can't take the pressure. But y'all know how they do. The wicked flee when no man pursueth. Now, there's a lot to unpack with this Charlie Kirk situation, man. Trump pretty much sent the threat to those who are speaking out against the racism and the extremism, opposed to really targeting and really showing visceral towards the ones who did it, the ones who took Charlie out. Now, I want to show y'all something, because there's been some evidence. There's been some evidence, some new updates going on, and I want to go here. And everybody double tap the screen to get the likes up. Double tap the screen to get the likes up.
You see, September, this one here has got me a little confused. A new book that was released about the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And what's so confusing about it? Well, its publication date. You see, September 9th is the day before Charlie Kirk was shot. He was shot yesterday, that was the 10th. This book was published the day before he was shot. Seems odd, doesn't it?
You're watching the Kramer Says Project.
This one here has got me a little confused. A new book that was released about the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And what's so confusing about it? Well, its publication date. You see, September 9th is the day before Charlie Kirk was shot. He was shot yesterday, that was the 10th. This book was published the day before he was shot. Seems odd, doesn't it?
You're watching the Kramer Says Project.
This one here has got me a little confused. A new book that was released about the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And what's so confusing about it? Well, its publication date. You see, September 9th is the day before Charlie Kirk was shot. He was shot yesterday, that was the 10th. This book was published the day before he was shot. Seems odd, doesn't it?
It seems really odd, doesn't it? See, y'all got to understand, all these events are planned in advance. And they do it for martyrdom. They do it so they can radicalize the left, because they want total control. They want a totalitarian government. So Charlie was designed to be a pawn. I'm telling you. On top of that, you can't believe everything you see. Nope. They got videos claiming that it was AI. You know, there's a lot of different things going on. And I seen the video slow down, and there was some strange phenomenons going on, like his ring finger switching to his index finger, certain glitches and spots showing up on his shirt. Charlie Kirk might not even be dead. That's how deep it is. That's how deep the rabbit hole goes. Make no mistake about this. Everything is planned. They listen, their goal is to trick the people at the end of the day. It's real spooky out here, y'all. I'm telling you. It's real spooky out here, but we're going to go into it. We're going to go into it. So the FBI releases photos of the person of interest. And this is the guy right here. Let's see if we can full screen that for a moment. This is the guy right here. They are trying to get this person ID'd. They're trying to get this guy right here ID'd. He sure ain't, he sure ain't one of us. I don't know who this guy is, but there's a lot of strange things going on in this case, right? How did he get away? Anyway, let's go to the next source here. Got a couple sources I want to show y'all. Hold on one moment. Uh-oh. I don't know how it went all the way up to the top like that. Peep this, y'all.
Everyone and their mothers has already given their take. I'll guess I'll give mine because what's one more? I think that you can't complain or police a political environment that you had a hand in creating. At the top, obviously violence is never the answer and no one deserves to lose a husband or a father this way, but you can't look me in the eye and honestly tell me that a 31-year-old grown-ass man whose job is basically a professional rage baiter who goes out and takes his show on the road to multiple college campuses, and what he spews is so false and heinous that colleges can't even condone it by giving him a venue or an auditorium, so he has to take a tent and set up shop on the quad with a couple microphones and cameras to later post it on his social media to rile up his Christian nationalist base, get up on these private talk show speaking things where he says that a couple gun deaths a year is worth us all having access to our Second Amendment rights, and then dying by that right, and somehow think that it is not a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Damn.
I need you to be so effing for real. This needs to be a wake-up call in the highest sense of the order. We all need to understand that this kind of behavior in politics in this scale at large is unacceptable. We have a president that regularly tweets, truths, whatever the fuck you want to call it, in regular interviews, speeches, spews hateful rhetoric at people, and we have his little minions out in the world doing and pushing the same and acting like violent rhetoric doesn't directly trickle down to violent behavior.
Mm-hmm.
If you say enough hateful and harmful shit in a world where people can't afford to live, they're going to look to their left and their right and realize that the problem is you, and they're going to come for you.
Hey, she ain't tell one lie. She ain't tell one lie. I mean, listen, eventually we're going to be in a world where the poor don't have nobody to eat but the rich. I'm just keeping it a buck with y'all. Look, I'm not mourning Mr. Charlie Kirk. I knew what he represented. He was responsible for creating your Nick Fuentes's, all these race baiters, your Myron Gaines, all these rage baiters that had something negative to say about Black people. Charlie Kirk was anti-black. He made a whole career off of anti-black rhetoric, hate speech. And then he got wiped out by his own kind. But you got people out there that want us to feel some type of way? No, we don't care. Does that make us hateful? No. He didn't even believe in empathy. Does that make us void of compassion? No. That means we're not going to tolerate the abuse anymore. And we're not going to give people the benefit of the doubt. No. Yeah. Let us proceed. Let us proceed. We got more sources here. You know, X be booming, man. X be booming with a lot of good stuff. If y'all don't follow me on X, follow me on X. I will be sometimes I will open up spaces over there on X. So do me that solid and follow me there.
What's your opinions of Kirk's death? I don't give a fuck about Kirk's death. Nigga, I don't give a fuck about no white man dying. I don't give a fuck about no motherfucking white boy dying. Soon as a nigga hit the stage, they go.
I haven't looked at this, man. Hey, man. I guess Charleston White spoken, bro. I guess Charleston White spoken, bro. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Because, look, really, they just trying to push the Civil War. That's what they really trying to do, push the Civil War. Now, peep this, y'all. I don't know. I don't want to get hit with copyright. They be putting these instrumentals in here, man. The creators will stay putting these instrumentals in here. Dang. Let me see here.
If some amazing patriot out there in San Francisco or the Bay Area wants to really be a midterm hero, someone should go and bail this guy out. I bet his bail's like $30,000 or $40,000. Bail him out and then go ask him some questions. And why is he still in jail? Why has he not been bailed out? By the way, if some amazing patriot out there in San Francisco or the Bay Area wants to really be a midterm hero, someone should go and bail this guy out. I bet his bail's like $30,000 or $40,000. Bail him out and then go ask him some questions.
See, Charlie Kirk was all about trying to get Derek Chauvin exonerated. You know, he was all for, you know, letting him walk pretty much after putting the knee down in George Floyd. That's what he was about. History Mystery says, I can relate. I don't care when black people die. You know what? I appreciate your honesty. Good for you. See, that's what it's about. You know, we should be brutally honest with each other, right? See, I ain't got no problem with that. Because the people who's mourning and vouching and fighting for Charlie Kirk, if your black ass was to die tomorrow or to the day before, Charlie Kirk and these white supremacists, they don't give a rat's ass about your black ass. Like, let's be real. Let's just be real about stuff. You know what I mean? We grown, bro. We're not gonna play these games. We know the racial, we know the racial climate that we in. Now, me personally, listen, like I said, I don't have nothing against anyone. I got people who support me of all nationalities. I have biracial children. I have a biracial son, rather. I'm not racist. That's just not my thing. But I will point out hypocrisies. I will point out double standards. I will point out these things. Let me see. Somebody says blacks are the ones killing each other. Take a look in the mirror, you effing clown. Well, whites are the ones killing each other. Who killed Who killed Charlie Kirk? Okay, so this is what he said should be done for the guy who attacked Nancy Pelosi's husband with a hammer. What? Hold on. What? Hold on. That would be violence against the left. Hold on. What?
And why is he still in jail? Why has he not been bailed out? By the way, if some amazing patriot out there in San Francisco or the Bay Area wants to really be a midterm hero, someone should go and bail this guy out. I bet his bail's like 30 or 40,000 bucks. Bail him out and then go ask him some questions. And why is he still in jail? Why has he not been bailed out? By the way, if some amazing patriot out there in San Francisco or the Bay Area wants to really be a midterm hero, someone should go and bail this guy out. I bet his bail's like 30 or 40,000 bucks. Bail him out and then go ask him some questions. And why is he still in jail? Why has he not been bailed out? By the way, if some amazing...
That's crazy. See, when you start talking reckless like that, he is talking about political violence. He is literally, this man is grandizing political violence. And then when he gets taken out by it, it's crazy. Yeah, King Connect says, y'all racists a bunch of cowards always hiding behind the screens. They do, man. I don't know what it is with dirty MAGA, but all y'all do is deflect, hide behind damn faceless channels. I think some of y'all get paid just to be bots. Like, y'all are weird, bro. I share the link. Y'all don't ever join. Like, what's wrong with y'all? Y'all jump on my platform, hurl names, and as soon as some information start coming out that makes you start thinking, y'all flee. Y'all weird. I'm telling you. Always deflecting. Black on black crime. No, let's talk about this white on white crime. White on white high profile crime. Somebody said, why do they even tune in? Because they crazy, man. They weird. Yeah, they mad because Charlie Kirk got smoked. You got a bunch of Sambos and Uncle Toms and raccoons running around crying. Yeah. And then you got Charlie Kirk right here talking about bail this guy out after attempted murder to Nancy Pelosi husband. And then when he get taken out by a damn hollow point bullet to the neck, they want to scream democratic violence, democratic extreme violence. What's up with that? Y'all see the video when the military, the guy was doing military gestures that was standing right next to Charlie Kirk? Man, them people know who did that. But I'm gonna tell y'all right now, that's look, that's white folk business. That's their business. I don't know if the CIA, FBI took him out. It looked like he got JFK'd. I don't know. They know who did it. And they know damn well the pictures they showing us they probably ain't even real people. They probably AI. If Charlie even dead, man, they probably use AI and then, I don't know, put Charlie in facial reconstruction and let him play a whole nother role, bro. You can't believe a damn thing these people tell us, bro. I don't believe nothing they talking about. All we know is he got taken out the damn game. And Black America been on code. There's a whole lot of content creators that's on code. Whole lot of them on code. Shout out to y'all. Somebody said, go watch the movie Wag the Dog. It's the playbook for what we are going through right now, right? Tara Cassetti said could be some crisis actors involved. I know, man. Y'all heard about the man who stabbed up that innocent woman, that Ukrainian woman on the train? We got the audio. Cause so wild out here, man. We got the audio. Old boy. He's saying, look, they implanted something in him. It's an actual jail call. I believe he's talking to one of his family members. He said, look, they put some technology in him, and he ain't had no control over what he did. Island Girl says he was definitely unalived. Yeah. Yeah, from what I seen, I mean, looking at that video, it looked like it. Yeah, this ain't none of our business. White people business. Why y'all? But see, now they done made it our business. Izzy, they done made it our business. You know how they did that? They done made it our business because they gonna start, targeting HBCUs. What the hell we got to do with that? We don't even go to Utah. We damn sure ain't seeing no group, no modern day Klan rally in Utah, and we walking up in there doing anything to nobody, bro. We ain't got nothing to do with this. This white people business. But they made it our business because they so out of control with their rage, and they got all this misappropriated animosity and hatred and visceral, and they got all this demonic rock and roll energy going on with them. They ready to crash out on us. We don't want you shooting our schools up. You damn evil bastards. We don't need you little shits shooting our damn schools up. The hell is wrong with y'all? We wasn't in Utah. I think MAGA need to get their dogs on a leash. Those HBCU students, they too busy stomping the yard and trying to pass their classes. They studying for tests and, training to be political analysts, and they training to be podcasters, just like old boy. They training to be podcasters so they can talk shit to y'all. They not worried about picking up no guns and go. You don't hear there ain't no black students talking about let's go shoot up Harvard. You don't hear no black students, let's go threaten Yale. Let's go to Yale and threaten all their students. You don't get these little bastards. Listen, if y'all don't get these little bastards under control, we're going to have some real problems in the country. I'm going to tell you, they're afraid of the black excellence that's coming out of them, some of them HBCUs. That's what it is. Yeah, they worried about some of that black excellence that's coming up out of there. Yep, Real 80 says they too busy picking themselves up by the bootstraps, holding themselves accountable. Yeah. Our people too busy holding ourselves accountable to be sitting up here trying to plan a damn school shooting. They out here passing with flying colors. Y'all, listen, y'all shoot your own stuff up and then want to come messing with us. We ain't got nothing to do with that. Y'all, when you listen, when you really look at what's going on, it's crazy, bro. Y'all, I don't know what the hell going on in middle America. Y'all growing up with both of y'all parents, but y'all some damn crash outs. Even Charlie Kirk, he was nothing but a damn crash out. Y'all heard him at that college going off on hurling racist obscenities and all that. Y'all heard that. Let me see if I could play that video, man. This man was a damn crash out. You a 31-year-old man starting stuff with college students, and they're starting stuff with college. And I got that video of the dude saying, I'm gonna play that too. But look,
What do? I get charity every single year. Crime, like, I'm sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. Because of DEI, it begs the question, when you see a black pilot, you wonder, you say, I hope they are qualified. If I'm dealing with somebody in customer service who's a moronic black woman,
see, he's a crash out. Listen to him.
I live like a capitalist every single day, Shank. I live as a capitalist.
Now, you know, Chinese people don't mess with nobody. Why you gonna hurl a racial obscenity? Talking about he a capitalist. Yo, you brung the wrong kind of energy, bro.
Okay, I live what I believe. No. What do? I get charity every single year. Crime, like, I'm sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. Because of DEI, it begs the question, when you see a black pilot, you wonder, you say, I hope they are qualified. If I'm dealing with somebody in customer service who's a moronic black woman, I wonder, is she there because of her excellence, or is she there because of affirmative action? It almost creates thought patterns that are not necessarily. No one.
Now, this is coming from a guy who went to community college who barely graduated. And he's talking about DEI hires and all of that. The people that he decided to go in on were black women who actually graduated with flying colors from Ivy League schools. Listen, this loudmouth hick right here went to community college and barely scraped by, bro. And the only reason he scraped by is because he was controversial for hurling Klan talk. It's like, somebody said, did you see the uncut video? It was worse than that. See, he's a crash out. It's a crash out. Let me see. Charlie Kirk. Let me see. Let's get this one right here. Chris James says, Charlie Kirk was way more of a man than you'll ever be, bro. You're sitting in your room now, online looking like a stupid monkey. And you got nothing to show for it in life. You're a loser at best. You see the type of people that Charlie Kirk has produced. Y'all see this? See right here, what we have here is somebody watching me, watching what's going on online. Oh, man, you can't make it up. He watching me, watching what's going on, but he won't show his face. Man, you know, look, that's what I'm saying, man. When I do these videos, this is how you know, like, that we be in the trenches, y'all. They be upset. We be in the trenches when we do this commentary. That's how you know you making something move. When you got adversity in your chat. It ain't supposed to be everybody agreeing with everything and all of that. Nah, man. Nah, we anytime we go in on these topics, man, we got middle America right there. The floodgates are open. Yeah, they be salty, but they don't never click the link. They don't never show their faces. They don't never do none of that. But they be subscribing, though. On the low, they do be subscribing. Because every time we do these streams, they subscribe. It's like, we're going to keep an eye on this one. They be getting the notifications and everything. Yeah, you know, look, at the end of the day, more than likely, Charlie Kirk and Hulk Hogan, they in the same place right now. They in the same place. And, you know, they met up in the afterlife. It is what it is. I mean, what y'all want me to say? Nubreed, that's cold. It ain't nearly as cold of the policies that Kirk was helping pass in the White House. I'm telling you, bro. Somebody says smoking on Charlie and Hulk Hogan packs. I mean, listen, life ain't promised tomorrow, man. Everybody got a day. I got a day. It's gonna be people who gonna talk a lot about me when I'm gone. Oh man, look, there's gonna be a lot of people who hate me that's gonna talk. But guess what? I'm gonna be dead, so I ain't gonna care. Be dead. Why I ain't gonna care what they talking about? Look, y'all. When you gone, you gone. Let me see. Delisi says, Bree, can you check? Did you see my email? Is it something that I need to see right now? Because I seen you send that a couple times. And y'all know where to send this stuff at, man. Y'all need to follow me on X, bro. We got to get this X space popping, bro. Y'all got to follow me on X, as well as I want y'all to give me a follow on Instagram, Nubreed404. I don't think I got your email, but I'll check it. Yeah. Oh, I did get your email. Is it a source? I don't know why it just disappeared like that. Oh. Yeah. Oh, I did get your email. All right, hold on. Yeah, this is interesting. That's interesting, but I gotta do my research on that. I do my research on it. I don't even know who this person, Harrison H. Smith, is. I've seen his face before. I've seen his, you know what I'm saying, face before, but I don't know who he is. Yeah, you know, I got people, listen, man. And I hate talking about myself, bro. I really do. A lot of my material, I'm trying to edify y'all, and I'm going to get back to that. It's just when I'm doing this type of material right here, you know, I'm what I'm really doing is showing y'all the example that you really just got to go in on these people. You really just got to go in these people, man. It don't matter. People going to think what they want to think, bro. It doesn't even matter. Yeah. But anyway, it's always an honor building with y'all. Oh, he's from InfoWars. Yeah. He's from InfoWars. Yeah, I that's what's up. Yeah, and please stop name dropping these YouTubers, man. Y'all giving them more shine than they even deserve, bro. They bottom of the totem pole. I'm not worried about them. Not worried about them. Yeah, but anyway, peace and blessings to y'all. Oh no, man, I gotta show y'all this one thing though. Just this one quick clip right here.
So you said something in your body did what?
Nah, the material, put it like this, the material using my body to stab the lady.
And so she just got stabbed.
Yeah. You know that's not me. I'm talking about just for no reason. But since they did that, now they gotta investigate the material my body is exposed to. Since they want to do all that, now they gotta investigate.
It's funny because she's from the Ukraine. She's from Russia, and you know they got a war. They had a war going on against the United States. So I'm just trying to understand, out of all people, why her?
That's hey, it ain't. I don't have nothing. They just lashed out on her. That's what happened. They lashed out on her. Whoever was working the material, whoever was working the material, they lashed out on her.
Whoever was working the material that was implanted in his body lashed out on him. Now we know that this individual was homeless. We know that this individual has been in and out of mental institutions as well as prison. And he claims that there was technology put in his body that caused him to do things that was out of his control. Now, I 100% believe that he's telling the truth. I do. And we got to look out for these sleeper cells that they have engineered in our society, because they're putting these people out in the general public and it's unsafe. It's a lot of human experimentation going on. And then when I want y'all to think about it, the military has been engaging our people, and they're known for doing experiments on us. And we don't even know where a lot of these people have went, especially in Washington, D.C., because D.C. Federal Penitentiary is packed. We don't know if they're in Alligator Alcatraz. We don't know if they in Venezuela. We don't know where they at. They could be being experimented on too. So when we talk about this war, man, it's real. These nanochips, nanoparticles, all that stuff, I believe in it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to say this, man. I'm going to segue a little bit on this. Ladies out there, if your man ain't somewhat of a conspiracy theorist, you need to leave him alone, bro. That means he don't got no type of critical thinking skills. He believe everything he told. And how the hell he's supposed to lead you if he believe everything that the mainstream media tell him, bro? I'm telling y'all right now. If you just got a man that just believe everything, that he's carnal, he ain't gonna lead you nowhere. How he gonna protect you in this world that we living in today in modern society if he ain't somewhat of a conspiracy theorist and question things? I'm telling you that right now. But anyway, that's neither here nor there, man. I got more material coming. I want y'all to be blessed out here. Hold on, somebody said something about one of my mods. Oh man, I mean, my mod posting up some content. I'm gonna go check him out. But y'all be blessed out there. More material coming. Y'all have a good